Good morning, everyone. My name is Cameron Bell, and today I will be doing a media analysis on Little RT 60 Miles. The main topics that I will be talking about today are the symbols and what they mean, anome, a lot, alienation, deviance, functionalism, ID, ego, and superego, and lastly, myth. So let's get into it.
Real. If you ain't suck a dick, babies, you can get the fuck up on my shit. 100 round, hit him with the Glock, take a fucking dog. 100 round, bitch, we in that kill, we gon' take him down. 12 get behind, we gon' do 60 fucking miles. I'm MD, keep on talking, bitch, I'm MD. You bean that boy head, suck his shit, you ain't not bad. 50 round, nigga know what, play with me, I'm shoot his ass right in that ground. 10 round, step on LeBron Gray, hit him in the face. She gon' suck the dick, go crazy, bitch, I'm in the lamb, keep on talking, hit her in the glam. Bitch, I hate up in the Glock, hit him in the Porsche, hit him with the Glock, I take him down, hit him in the face, make LeBron.
The first topic that we're going to talk about today is symbols. And the symbols that I've found in the little RT video was chains, which is showing the culture of hip hop, and which we have seen over the last 20 to 30 years, which has been like the main focus of their attire. People in the hip hop industry's attire is usually big chains and flashing money. And the next thing that I saw in the video was gang signs, which is showing that he's affiliated with gang members. If you looked in the background the of the scenes, you could see people throwing up gang signs, and at that age, that's not what you really want to see or have a little kid be around. And the last symbol that I saw was Hellcats and Trackhawks, which symbolizes the fast cars and new cars that rappers love. In today's generation, or within like the last 10, 15 years, most people have been riding around talking about, oh, let me get in the Hellcat or Trackhawks, which means it's really just a Dodge Challenger, Charger, or Jeep. Which, I mean, it is what it is. They like the new car. The next topic I want to talk about is anome, which is lack of the usual social or ethical standards in an individual or group. So how kids his age should be acting? Okay, kids at his age should be in school. Kids should be learning new things such as math and sciences and stuff like that. And also, kids are less likely to read at a grade level by the third grade. And so if he's not in school during this time and learning how to read and properly understand certain things, then he's not going to be on the level that he should be. And little kids not being in school is not normal, and kids should be in school so they can learn basic necessities and things of that nature. The next topic I want to talk about is alienation. The definition of alienation is the state or experience of being isolated from a group or an activity to which one should belong or in which one should be involved with. So when we're talking about this, I want to vividly say he's not with his age group. He should be definitely with his age group. He needs to be in school. He needs to be watching shows and listening to music that has to be around his age group. He needs to be listening to the clean version of music and needs to learn to the non-explicit versions of TV shows such as Little Einsteins, Backyardigans, stuff like that. He needs to be watching his age group, or even like a little bit more experienced cartoons like Scooby-Doo and different things like that. But yeah, he definitely should be watching and acting like his own age group. The next topic I want to talk about is deviance. The definition of deviance, the fact or state of departing from usual or accepting standards, especially in social or sexual behavior. So one thing that's wrong with this video is that he's promoting sex, and he's not even at an age where he should be knowing anything about sex. And he's talking about shooting guns and just acting on violence, which is not normal for a 9-year-old talking about this, especially in this generation. Little kids his age don't even need to be talking about sex or guns or anything. But we can tell that being around the wrong crowd and people made him this way. So that's a big thing with this. The next topic I want to talk about is functionalism, which functionalism is a theory about the nature of mental state. So from the video, we can see that his mind is being corrupted, and he's gonna have issues with being disciplined in his character when he grows up. It's not a non-known fact that if you're around a certain environment, you're gonna start acting like that environment. And he's only 9 years old, so him being so young and growing up around that area and just learning from people that don't have anything really going for them, and just being around drug dealers, gang members, and stuff like that, he's going to tend to be like that. And he's going to start believing that he's going to have to be a gangster, which he doesn't really need to be. I know he might be in like Atlanta or Alabama where things are rough, but he shouldn't have to go through this. The next topic we're going to talk about is ID, ego, and superego. And these are the systems not part of the brain or in any way physical, but rather hypothetically concepts of important mental functions. So with his ID is going to be fraudulent off the bat because he's not really going through any of these situations. You cannot tell me that a 9-year-old is actually going through any of these situations. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, how would you even be going through any type of these situations, because you're not even old enough to actually understand what's going on. And for his ego has been built up, and that might be a downfall of his life once he grows up. That's not, his ego being built up is really bad, because you're not supposed to have that much of an ego when you're that young. Like, you should not be flashing money. That's showing bad, it's just showing bad situationship and things like that. And with superego, he's not at an age that you can or are supposed to be experience sexual situations. And that when he gets older, he might be overly active and become desensitized. He's not supposed to be around sex and flashing and talking about getting his quote-unquote dick sucked. Like, that is not okay. You're 9 years old. You should never be around anything around like that. And here we come to the last one. We're going to talk about myth. So, a widely held but false belief or idea sexual experience. He says he's running from cops. You're not running from a cop at 9 years old. There's no way that you're running from cops. You shouldn't even be in a situation like that. And yeah, so it's no need for him to run from cops when you're not at an age to really do anything illegal. And he's not at an age to get a gun either. So there's no correlation with him trying to run away from the cops. There's no way he should be thinking like that. It's wrong for him to be thinking like that. Maybe it's because people have built him up to tell him he needs to be running from the cops. And a funny thing that I seen in this video is that he said he's going 60 miles from running from the cops, doing 60 miles. 60 miles running from the cops are not going to do anything at all, because like high speed chases are supposed to be 80, 90, 100 miles per hour. There's no way that you're driving 60 miles away. It's miles per hour and getting away with anything. And another myth that he has is that he's having sex more than likely. He doesn't even know what sex really is and hasn't even hit the pubescent stage yet. So maybe if he was 16, 17, 18, maybe he would know more about that. But I'm pretty sure at that age, he's not going to know anything about that. In conclusion, what I got from this media analysis was, he's 9 years old that shouldn't be going through this situation, and he needs guidance and needs some mentors that are really going to teach him how to be a good citizen and just be a great person, or a good person. You don't even have to be great, but yeah. So his everything, functionalism, deviance, super ego, ID, and myth, like everything that he went through, he's not supposed to be going through. He should be in school, doing the right thing, learning from his teachers, and just finding out about himself. There's no way a 9-year-old should be going through anything like this. So I'm just hoping that everything starts to change and people actually motivate him and put him in the right direction and get him away from doing ignorant stuff and talking about sex and rapping, talking about shooting people. There's no way that he should be going through any of this. And I just pray and hope that one day that everything changes for him and he starts to learn and be in a different state of mind.